Okay, so welcome to the recorded discussion of the first module for midterm in entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial mind. Okay, so this is just a continuation about our previous discussions or a previous module. So during our preliminary, we identify your personality through a test or personality test. So this module objectives is to know the personality traits, intention, and exit and entry decision. So the objectives is based on this cross-sectional meta-analytic and longitudinal studies. Identify personality traits related to entrepreneurial entry and exit. So analyze the findings and development theoretical construct of entrepreneurial goals and personality traits that can be applied in the future study. So, what is personality traits? Pag sinabi natin personality traits, it is all about or it describes how a real person tends to think, feel, and behave on an ongoing basis. So, for example, galit ka ngayon or tawag dito, for example, nag-cheat sa'yo yung classmate mo, tapos ikaw yung nahuli na nag-cheat. What will you feel? Ano yung reaction mo? Ano kaya yung magiging natin? Magpapakumbaba kaya tayo? Tawag dito, ano kaya yung iisipin natin? Magagalit kaya tayo doon sa classmate natin or aakuin natin yung tawag dito yung pagkakamali. So that is personality traits. So it describes you as a person on how you think, react, feel, or behave on a situation. So as an entrepreneurial personality traits are typical characteristics, abilities, and thought patterns associated with successful entrepreneurs. So here are the personality traits. Yan. Number 1, discipline. So when we say discipline, it is on how you control your own emotion, your own selves, your own decision. So that is discipline. Second one is creativity. So as a future entrepreneur, it is important for you to become creative in order for you to think thoroughly or broadly regarding on the products or business na pwede nating i-put up. Third one, self-awareness. So it is important for you as a future entrepreneur that you are aware on your personality, that you are aware on your own or your own capacity. Ano ba yung kaya mong gawin? Ano kaya yung kaya mong maging? Ayan. The fourth one is resourcefulness. So when we say resourcefulness is doing something out of nothing. Ayan. Ano kaya when we say resourcefulness is thinking on different products. Ayan, out of nothing. Ano kaya yung pwede kong gamitin? Okay. Then process-oriented. The sixth one is empathetic. So when we say empathetic is on how you understand other people in a certain situation. Kaya siguro siya hindi nakapag-exam kasi tamad siya. Ayan. Or rather, when we say empathetic is understanding emotionally the other person's situation. Seventh one is communicative. So when we say communicative is on how you express yourself to other person. That is communicative or communicative. Eighth one is self-motivation. When I ask you, why did you study hospitality management? Maybe some of you will answer, Ma'am, because I want to be a chef someday. I want to pursue my dream to become a business or businessman or an entrepreneur someday. That is motivation. So when we say self-motivated is that you must have a big reason or a great reason every day why are you waking up? Bakit natin gustong bumangon. Ayan. So, dapat that is self-motivated. So, as a future entrepreneur, we must have a motivation in order for us to pursue our business or our product. Ninth one is confident. How confident are you that you will be succeeded in your career or in your study or in your business? 10th one is flexible. So when we say flexible, is that amidst of uncertain world or uncertain situation that we are going through in the world or in the in your situation. For example, ayan, hindi ka man mabigyan ng allowance, what will you do? 'Di ba? So we must be flexible. So, kailangan i-push pa rin natin, i-continue pa rin natin, or makakapag-isip tayo kaagad or makakapag-isip tayo ng possible solutions. Or, somehow, next 11th one is risk taker. So, when we say risk taker, is that how, tawag dito, gaano ba tayo kalakas yung ating tawag dito, yung ating self-efficacy or the locus of control of ourselves to enter on that hard situation. Ayan. So, for example, so when we say risk-taking, ayan, so, for example, kailangan nating i-accept yung new ideas of your group mates in order for you to create a greater idea. So that is risk-taking. 12.1 is resilient. So when we say resilient is whatever ma-fail man tayo, ayan, hindi ka man nakapasa ngayong prelim, ayan, so we must be resilient. So dapat positive pa rin because of our motivation, because of risk-taking, because of our confident na kaya na nating humabol on the midterm finals. Ayan. So that is resiliency. Ayan. Next, what is entrepreneurial intention? So when we say entrepreneurial intention, it is considered to be the best predictor of entrepreneurial behavior. So this represents the individual or a group of people intentions to create new business or idea, such as intentions is a conscious mental state that precedes the action and directs attention towards the goal of establishing a business or new business. So when I ask you, what is your intention? Why you are pursuing hospitality management? Ano ba yung gusto mong gawin? Why did you enroll hospitality management? What was your intention? So later on, you will be asking yourself, what is my intention? Why am I putting this or why am I pursuing this business? Yan. So that is intention. Okay. So, okay. Another one, we have the 4 types of entrepreneurial intention. Okay. So, when we say entrepreneurial intentions, so meron na tayo dito, the locus of control. Alam naman na natin yon. When we say locus of control, it is ability of individual to control over the events of his or her life. When we say locus of control is kung tawag dito, when we say locus of control is whatever the situation is, ikaw ang may desisyon, ikaw ang may gumagawa, at ikaw ang may kasalanan, whether it is positive or negative, yung magiging outcome nung ginagawa natin. That is locus of control. Second one is need for achievement. So when we say need of achievement, maybe, ayan, your expectation to perform better than others or than one's own previous or performance. So for example, need for achievement as entrepreneurial intention. For example, hindi tayo nakapasa or mababa yung grade mo ngayong prelim. So therefore, one of your intention is that a need for achievement, mas pagbubutihin ko ngayon, mas better ako by midterm at mas better version ako by finals para hindi 4 pa din yung grade ko or hindi ako mababagsak. So for example, mataas naman yung grades mo. Ayan, what will you do? Ay, dapat tawag dito, ma-maintain ko yung high grade or rather, dapat flat 1 na to, hindi na 1.75. That is need for achievement. So as an entrepreneur, how will you do that? So as a future entrepreneur, need for achievement is that it must be, your intention is to be better. To be better than the usual or to be better than the other month or the other year. Okay. So, next one is risk-taking. Okay, so this is a continuation of our discussion. Okay, so entrepreneurial intention, another one is risk-taking. So, when we say risk-taking, so it is individual's orientation of making decisions in uncertain context. So, kagaya na nabanggit ko nga sa inyo kanina, eto yung gaano ba? For example, ayan, for example, as a student, ayan, biglaan kang hindi binigyan ng parents mo ng allowance mo. So, what will you do? So, dahil gusto mong i-pursue yung education, so your intention now is to finish your education without, of course, the monetary obligations or monetary help of your parents. So, what will you do? You will now take a risk. Diba? So, yung pagtitake mo nung tawag dito, now, ititake mo yung risk na kahit hindi ka pag-aaralin ng parents mo, ngayon, anong gagawin mo? Ano kaya yung possible solutions na gagawin natin? Ayan. So, maybe, pupunta ka sa mga kamag-anak mo, di ba? Hihingi ka ng tulong sa mga kamag-anak mo or magtatrabaho ka on your own, di ba? To provide your own education. So that is considered as risk-taking. Okay? So it provides you a better strategy on how you, for example, you shape your future. Okay. So, in a business, so for example, medyo alanganin alanganin yung situation ng business natin. So, risk-taking includes the failures. Ayan, yung pagbagsak, hindi tayo nakapagbenta, wala tayong sales, that is considered as failure. Now, that failure helps shape your future business. Okay? So, future businesses strategies that can eventually lead to the growth of your business. So, ganun din sa buhay. So, maybe that problem, that failure can be a blessing in disguise as a risk taker. Okay. Fourth one is entrepreneurial alertness. So when we say entrepreneurial alertness, it is the ability to perceive a chance that had been ignored by other people. Alertness. So dun tayo sa alertness. Okay. So when we say entrepreneurial alertness is that you are a nitpicker of opportunities. Okay. So when we say alertness is that nakikitaan mo na kaagad yung sitwasyon ng possible solutions or possible na pwede nating gawin na magiging positive yung outcome sa atin. So for example, ayan, pagre-review as a student, pagre-review. Okay. So as a student, alertness can be, ayan, alertness is that, ay, may exam pala, ay, may quiz pala, so kailangan kong mag-review. That is an example of alertness. Yan, to be prepared. So as entrepreneurial alertness is that, so for example, piyesta, ayan, meron kang food business. So as entrepreneurial entrepreneurial alertness is that it enters na, ay, may piyesta, sige, ilagay ko doon yung business ko. 'Di ba? So maybe some other will ignore that, but you as an entrepreneur, nakikita mo yon na possible siya as a good outcome doon sa business natin. So those are the 4 entrepreneurial intentions. So locus of control, need for achievement, risk-taking, and entrepreneurial alertness. So we have here the entry and exit decision. So when we say entry decision, it is on how you enter on that situation. Okay. So when we say entering in that situation is that, for example, here is the situation. In a competitive market, profits are red cape in insights to a business to charge. So if a business is making a profit in the short run, it has the incentive to expand existing factories or to build new ones. So new firms may start production as well. So when new firms enter the industry, the response to increased industry profit is called entry. So therefore, when we say is that on how you go to that specific situation. So for example, your intention is to gain more profit. Yan. So maybe that is your intention. Now, what will you do to gain more profit? So dito napapasok si entry decision. Okay? So ngayon, anong gagawin? Magpuput up ngayon tayo ng business. Diba? So that is entry decision. Another one is exit decision. So when we say exit decision is that the situation is if a business is making losses in the short run, it will either keep limping along or just shut down. Yan. So it's either ilalaban niya kapag nalulos na siya or ititigil na niya. Okay. So depending on whether its revenues are covering its variable cost. So but in the long run, firms that are facing losses will shut down and at least some of their output, and some firms will cease production altogether. So the long run process of reducing production in response to sustained pattern of losses is called exit. So when we say exit decision is that the positive and the negative outcome of your entry decision. Do you get it? So for example, your entry decision as a student is the process that you enrolled in the hospitality management, or the process of tawag dito when we say entry decision is that you enrolled in the hospitality management. So that is the example. Okay, so when we say exit decision is that nahihirapan ka. Ano na ngayon ang gagawin mo? Ipagpapatuloy ko ba? Or mag-shift na lang ako or magdadrop na lang ako? So that is the exit decision. So, sana nakuha nyo, no? Okay. So, can you give now at least big or 2 big 5 traits sa tingin natin? Meron na ba? Meron kaya kayong naiisip? Ayan. So, hindi ko muna to i-discuss kasi meron siya sa research niyo. So anyway, so why do we need research in the business? So of course, we need to study or we need to do research in order for us to be more successful in the business. Diba? Market research or business research is important in business in order for us to build or to plan firmly about our business or about our expenditures. Okay. So, in everything or in every researches or in every plan, we have that what we call assumptions or yung sinasabi nating assumptions. So it is easy to make an assumption, but always think about unexpected outcomes. So as a student, it is very much easy for you to say that, ay, papasa ako. Ay, wait, parang mababa yung parang bagsak ata ako. So maybe that is your assumption. But always think that there is always unexpected possibilities and outcomes of your entry decisions. They get it? So whatever yung ginagawa natin, as long as you give your all, so ibig sabihin, dun mo magigain yung kung ano yung gusto mong maging outcome. Okay. So now, hindi ko na to i-discuss. Okay, the growth and success as an entrepreneur. So when we say entrepreneurial growth, pag sinabi nating entrepreneurial growth, it is on how you survived in the business. As a student, how do you measure your growth? Maybe pagdating ng 3rd year, 4th year, you can measure your growth through kung hanggang saan na yung kaya mong ipakita sa industry natin. So in the business, so we have here the entrepreneurial growth. So growth is risky but necessary procedure for startup to survive. So growth may be assessed in the context of gaano na karami kaya yung employee mo. Ayan. So, growth can be measured kung gaano na kadami yung employees natin. Ayan. Kung dumadami yung employees natin, ibig sabihin, you are facing growth. Yan. Dumadami yung customers natin, nagdo-double up, or dumadami yung customers natin, ibig sabihin, we are growing. The revenue, the liquidity, the profit of your business, the geographic location. So, ibig sabihin, kapag nadadagdagan yung branches natin, ayan, kapag nagdadagdag tayo ng business expenditures, hindi na lang tayo restaurant, nagkakaroon na din tayo ng mall, ng sari-sari store, or whatever. Ibig sabihin, we are growing the variety of other dimensions. So, regardless of the growth type, hardness always exists. So, whatever, di ba? Kasama na yan. Magkasama na yung growth and magkasama lagi si threats at opportunities. So when we say threats, is that the possible problems we can face along our journey as a student or as a business woman or as entrepreneur. Now, kasama dyan also in every threat, there is always an opportunities. Ayan. So, dun tayo sa opportunities, dun tayo lagi dun sa positive side. Yan. So, as an entrepreneur who understand the risk and knowingly takes them, will have a chance to grow. So, whereas one who is not willing to take risk will not. Of course, ayaw mo nga mag-take ng risk, ayaw mo nga umpisahan. Diba? Ayaw mo nga mag-take ng risk na mag-review. So, paano ka makakapasa? Paano mo masasabing kinaya mo kung hindi mo siya sinubukan? So, that is basic. Okay. So, growth risk. So, periods of growth are turbulent for any company. So, as they are inherently unstable and carry risk. So, they will always be barriers impeding growth. So, kagaya ng nabanggit ko nga kanina, magkasama si threat at siya si opportunity. So, it is always the burden or the opportunity for us as a person and or as an entrepreneur to take a risk. Diba? So, are you ready to take the risk? Okay, so growth helps firms to establish legitimacy, creating new options to grow. Larger firms are statistically less likely to fail, encouraging trust in customers and potential investors. So when we reach growth in a business, ibig sabihin, nag-grow na tayo pinagtibay na tayo ng panahon, pinagtibay na tayo ng problems, pinagtibay na tayo ng opportunities. So, ibig sabihin, like, as statistically says that, medyo less yung possibilities na mag-fail pa tayo kasi kinaya nga natin. 'Di ba? Kinakaya nga natin. So, here, the personalities of a founders of startups can be important driving force in the growth of a startup. So, the founders will determine the scope and visions of the company as well as the risk and deals of the company will take. So, of course, in every startup, sa lahat ng pag-uumpisa, it is the worst part of the journey. Isa siya sa worst at isa siya sa pinaka-hard, or the hardest part and the worst part as a person, 'di ba? Kasi hindi natin alam kung paano ba natin ito uumpisahan? Paano ba ako magre-review? Ano ba ako as a student? Ano ba ako as a person? How will I deal with these people, with these new people? As a business owner or as an entrepreneur, it is the hardest thing or it is the hardest situation to us. Why? Because we don't know who are the person we are working with, or paano ba natin uumpisahan itong business ventures na to, saan pa tayo kukuha, 'di ba? Maraming tawag dito, analysis, maraming researches. Ayan. So, it is important for us to know basically what is our motivation and to understand our personality and of course, to stand firm on our intention. Why are we putting up this business? Diba? So, of course, as a business owner or as a future business owner, it is important for us to undergo strategic planning. So, when we say strategic planning, it is the methods on how you will create your operation strategies. Okay, ano ba yung gagawin ko? Ayan, ano ba yung gagawin mo? Paano ka ba mag-uumpisa? Paano yung pricing mo? Paano yung marketing mo? How will you sell it to the other your target market? Ayan. So, in the business, money matters. In life, money matters. Okay, so many companies plan poorly and take too many risks and face fiscal issues. So lack of capital or money is a characteristic of a startup. So it is important for us that when we think about our business, so it is important for us to think also kung saan na tayo kukuha ng capital natin. Kung saan tayo magkano ba yung starting capital natin? Saan ba tayo mag-uumpisa? Paano tayo mag-uumpisa? Ayan, so the money matters. And also the structure, who will work with your business. Ayan, the skills development. So when we say skills development, so it includes training. Ayan, to your employees. So, our training is a good way to accomplish stability during growth. Through holistic training approach, it is impossible to create a deep structure with encourage employees to focus on goals and strive towards them. So, also, skills development, you as a student, kaya nga nagkakaroon kayo ng training, seminars, mga ganyan, in order for us to create deeper structures in terms of your skills. Ayan. In order for us to, in order for you to be more confident. Ayan. Kapag magtatrabaho na kayo later on. Okay. So, according to Michael Gerber, so entrepreneur in us sees opportunities whether we look, but many people see only problems anywhere they look. So as entrepreneur in us is more concerned with discriminating between opportunities than he or she is with failing to see the opportunities. So as entrepreneur, it is important to us to focus on the positive one or the opportunities rather than focusing on the negative or yung tinatawag nating threat. Okay, so how to be or how do we measure success or how to be a successful entrepreneur? Number 1, face your fears. Ano bang kinakatakutan mo? Takot ka bang mag-umpisa? So face it, di ba? Second one, take action. So, hindi lang dapat puro plano. Yan. It is very much important to take action. Start now. Diba? Third one, prepare for financial challenges. So, whatever it is, alam naman natin yon. It's either mai-scam ka, tataas yung presyo, malulugi ka, or whatever yung mga tawag dito, yung mga threats na mangyayari sa'yo or maging problems na mangyayari sa'yo. So, you must be prepared. Ayan. So, as a risk-taker, entrepreneur, di ba? So, hindi pwede na, ay, risk-taker ako eh. Sige, gulang. Kahit wala palang bala. Yan. So, dapat lagi tayong may bala. Okay. Find a trusted mentor. So, find a trusted partner. Okay. So, fifth one is have your goals in mind. Okay. So, dapat, when you structured your vision, mission, and goals in your business, so kailangan isa puso, isa diwa, at isa katuparan mo yon. Okay, 6, embrace your mistakes because mistakes is a lesson for you to be more successful. Ayan, wag natin na tayong maging negative thinker. Okay, 8, do work that you love. So, wag kayong pupasok doon sa isang sitwasyon na hindi nyo pala mahal. Ganon din, as estudyante, wag kayong mag-e-enroll ng hindi nyo naman pala gusto. Kasi anong mangyayari? Hindi siya, whatever your intention, diba, hindi pa rin magiging successful. Bakit? Kasi hindi mo naman siya mahal. Hindi mo naman mahal yung ginagawa mo. Okay, 8-1, keep on networking. So, when we say networking is that keep your friends more. Diba? Kasi sila yung tutulong sa'yo. Keep others people. Ayan, dapat mas malawak yung ano natin, yung alam natin or kilala natin. 9th one, look for the tool to use. So when we say tool, it's either marketing tool, the business tools, the production tools. Ayan. So look for the best tool na pwede nating or strategies na gagamitin natin. 10th one is to create a business plan. Okay, so later on, i-discuss ko sa inyo kung paano gumawa ng business plan. Okay, 11th one is be frugal with your spending. So, dapat meron kang tracker. Ayan. Kung ilan yung pinapasahod mo, ilan yung pumapasok sa yung money, ilan yung, tawag dito, ilan yung expenditures mo. Ayan. 12th one is listen to high quality information. Okay. So, do research. Hindi pwede na merong fake news regarding magkakaroon na naman ng COVID kineme or any whatever is that. Diba? So, dahil nakinig ka doon, clinose mo na siya dahil magkakaroon na naman ng COVID whatever. Yung mga ganyan. So, just listen to high quality information. So, do your research. Hindi pwede yung fake news sa business. 13, take care of yourself. Siyempre, kung iniingatan mo nga yung ibang tao, ingatan mo din yung sarili mo. So, in business, kapag gusto mong ingatan yung mga employee mo, ingatan mo din yung sarili mo. Okay. So, any question? Okay. So, we have also here, ayan, moderating traits, hindi na to. Yan. So, dito naman tayo sa environmental factors. So, when we say environmental factors, nabanggit ko na to noon the external and internal factors. So, when we say environmental factors, it affects the operations and management and business organizations. So, they range from factors like economic, factors, technological factors, social factors, and so on and so forth. So, can be classified into internal and external factors. So, pag sinabi natin internal factors, so this includes your personality, your values, your behavior. In business, it talks about the internal factors. Pag sinabi natin internal factors ng business, the management styles, the human resources, technological, physical resources, organizational structures, that directly affects the business and components of the business environments, which is composed of various elements present inside your organization that can affect or can be affected with the choices, the decision, the activities, tawag dito, on how you face that situation. That is internal factors. So, ibig sabihin, sarili mo. Diba? Yung mga nagtatrabaho inside the company. Yun. So, for example, when we say internal factors in yourself, for example, is nabagsak ka dun sa subject ko. Dun sa exam mo ng prelim. Internal factors. The problem is that maybe the problem is hindi ka nag-review. Ibig sabihin, or hindi tawag dito, lasing ka. Hindi ka tawag dito, natulog ka during exam. Yung mga ganyan. That is internal factors. Okay, gets natin? So, sarili mo. So, in a business naman, kung ano yung umiikot dun sa loob ng business natin or dun sa company natin, that is internal factors. Whether it is a positive, the strength or weakness, the positive or the negative. So that is internal factors. So when we say external factors, is that the factors or the elements that are outside or other people. Okay, so the external forces could either present challenges in your existing operation or help your business. So the business managers have the track to various outer environment factors to order to identify, resolve issues, and make relevant changes accordingly. So when we say external factors, the example is that your social, other people, ayan. It's like, yung mga events, yung mga ganyan, yung hindi mo hawak, hindi mo siya madidesisyonan ng sarili mo. So, that is external factor. Another one, political factors. So, for example, government activities, political conditions, that may affect the business operation. That is political. Another one, legal. It comprises the law of the country impacting the companies on how it should operate its business and behavior of customers. So, for example, tawag dito yung mga laws regarding, tawag dito, or yung mga commercial laws na ano natin, na meron sa atin. Ayan. So, those are an example of tawag dito, of external factors. Okay. So, another one is economic factors. So, when we say economic factors, it depends kung mababa yung presyo o mataas yung presyo. Yung mga ganyan. So, those are external factors. Another is technological factors. So, it depends on how fast the technology in your business. So, for example, hospitality business. So, ibig sabihin, ano ba yung ngayon? Puro AI, puro mga ano na lang, tawag dito, robots, yung mga ganyan. So, uso-uso na siya ngayon. So, ibig sabihin, one of your external factors is that kailangan mong sumabay. So, because that is, yun yung trend. Next one is demographic. So, when we say demographic factors is that other people. So, for example, nasaan ba yung business mo? Okay? So, nasaan ba nakaput up yung business mo? Ngayon, ano yung ugali or what is the behavior, buying behavior of your target market or yung mga market mo doon sa area mo? Okay, so hindi naman natin hawak yung decision making ng mga bumibili sa'yo. So, ibig sabihin that is considered as external factor. Another one is ethical factors. So, when we say ethical factors, is that, okay, on how you sell or ano ba yung ugali ng mga tao or the behavior of the people. Okay, natural factor is that yung mga natural calamities, yung mga ganyan. Global factors, it also includes yung economic status, consumer trends, cultural norms, social issues. Okay, yan. So, another is, or last one is competitive factors, or another part of the external factors is competitive. It is by, tawag dito, doing the trends na sinet nung mga nakakompetensya natin. Ayan, so that is external factors. So that's the end of our discussion in our module. So thank you very much, guys.